Yo, guys, so I'm gonna try something somewhat different, but um, I've done this before in this like the past, but it wasn't like a podcast really. Um, there's gonna be like episode 1 of I don't fucking know the name yet, but I have a red light, cause why the fuck not for podcast, and we're gonna be talking. I have shit wrote down for what we're talking about, so bear with me as I talk about this shit. But it's written down, so I'm gonna be looking at the computer for the next subject, and they're all listed in order because I like being organized with that. Just unless if it's music, then I just fucking throw shit everywhere and then not know it's gonna be in the EP, won't know it's gonna be in the fucking goddamn album, or what's gonna be a single. And some songs don't even get made, or some songs get made and then just not make it out. Like Alone, that song was like a year old for me, and it's new to you guys somewhat. But we're gonna be talking about relationships, acceptance, happiness, life choices, jobs, and dream careers. Okay, so we're gonna start off with everybody's favorite fucking thing, relationships, because it's something we all go through every once in a while, unless you just stay single, which that's fun too. So I was in a relationship, right? You guys know that. I'm not gonna say names though, cause I don't want to. I'm not that kind of person. But I was in a relationship for like a year. A year I think, and fucking it was toxic. There a lot of shit happened in it. Definitely towards the end, where she moved in with me and then got kicked out for like fucking a lot of reasons and shit for it. And I had this friend I talked to, a friend, or she was a friend at the time, and we were talking. We became like real close. We became homies, and she started seeing how pretty much I wasn't getting treated right, because nothing fucking lasts forever. Everything ends eventually, and sometimes shit will stay, and then sometimes it just won't. But shit happens. It's life, and you just gotta deal with it. And I dealt with it for a year, and everybody always knows relationships start off fucking amazing, and everybody's in love. They're in a fairy tale, all that shit. And then you plan on living together because you guys known each other for a long time. So you guys end up living together. Everything's good for like a few. Well, for me and her, it was good for like a few days, and then I end up starting my job, and which is why there hasn't been much shit, because I've been way too busy, and I only have nighttime to myself now. And so having your girlfriend live with you, and then having music, and then your job kind of get overwhelming. And I never fucking took it out on anybody. I held everything inside and just fucking acted happy for a long time, pretty much. But so it was good for a little bit, but then it started getting to the point where I would get off of work of like an 8-hour shift, and my job's not easy, It's not the hardest job in the world, but it's not easy because it's still a job. But like I have to landscape, I fucking work on shit pretty much, and fix stuff and put up shit for people. Um, Pretty much a maintenance person, which I'm fucking. I'm not that buff of a dude. I can't fucking lift weights. I'm weak, and we gotta carry a fucking like ACs up to the roof, and like there's an apartment right here, and then you can go upstairs, and then there's another apartment, and then uh, you pretty much got to go up the stairs. Then you put the ladder, and then you have like a few, like two dudes up top on the roof, which is me and my partner. I always work with up on the roof, and we have like a rope tied to the AC, and we pull it up while everybody is helping us push it up, and then we carry it, we install it, and then we go back to other shit that we gotta do, and we gotta deal with like angry people because we're busy. We have a lot of shit we gotta get done, and then if their shit's not done, they get pissed, and then you gotta deal with that, a whole bunch of shit. And so and I hate my job, like real bad. I fucking hate it, and I don't like it. Sometimes there's good days, but that's rare. But you know, I don't like it. I don't have a car, and I pretty much work with my dad. So, and I get off now at 3 because they lowered my time because you know I'm little. This isn't a job for my age, pretty much, cause and with how I am, but they ended up lowering my job, well, my time to 8 to 3, and and it's an hour away, so I gotta wake up at 6 to get ready, and then fucking leave here by 7, and then I just sit in my dad's office until 5 o'clock. So I don't have most of my day, and then I just come home and hang out with my dad, and then be by myself for a little bit, write music, and then my microphone broke, so I ordered a new one and a new tuner also, so that will be here, and then I'm gonna work on the EP more, hopefully, because I am next week I won't have any days off. I'm gonna be working Monday through Sunday, and that's how it's gonna be going for like a few months or whatever. I don't know, but not looking forward to that. So pretty much I would come home from, having to do all of that shit, and then when I would get home, I would have to clean my bed, make dinner, and that would leave me time with like a little bit of doing whatever I wanted. And when I did record music, she would interrupt me nonstop to where I pretty much would have to restart because I try to do stuff one take, so there's not a little skip in my vocals at all from me pausing it and then restarting it at some points. Which some points I would do that if there's like a vocal effect that I gotta do, then I'll stop it and then record, or stop it and then record over another vocals for like an echo or whatever the fuck. But so I would have to restart it, and I would stay up until day just to have to go to work the next day, and she would keep interrupting me, so I couldn't get it done, and I would have to take care of everything when I got home, and she didn't have a good job. She got paid less than I did, so I had to help her out with her dog shit and all that, and pretty much fucking be her slave somewhat, and come home and do all the shit that she was supposed to do because she didn't work as much as I did, and she would go to work at 4. Oh yeah, and I would also have to get her and walk to her job to pick her up, and then come back. And sometimes she wouldn't get out until 12, and then I would just have to go to bed right once I get home, and then go to work the next day. And I would have to keep doing that the entire time because she wouldn't get a car or do anything, and uh, she wouldn't save her money for a car. She wouldn't do none of that, and so I had to do that for a few months, and that was hell. And then clean the house, clean my bedroom, cook dinner, and I don't fucking know how to cook dinner. I just know how to make grilled cheese, so I just had grilled cheese half the time. And then I would come home and my room would be a mess, and she bit me a lot, and one time she bit me on the finger. It was this finger, and she bit me right here. I don't fucking know what that bone's called, but like the fucking lines on your finger bone. She would bite right there, and then I couldn't feel it for like a few hours because of how hard she bit down. She wouldn't let go, even when I tapped her and told her that it was starting to hurt. And she would hit me to where she would leave bruises on me, and I didn't talk. I didn't say anything about it to anybody until my mom saw it. Like, until my mom saw her and my sister-in-law saw her like fully go full force and just fucking hit me in the back for no reason. And I was just sitting in the kitchen hanging out with my sister-in-law, who was making dinner at the time for everybody. And then I just got off of work, so I was already in pain. And she hit me full force in the back and left a mark. And that added to like pretty much the reason why she got kicked out mainly. And it was mainly just because she wouldn't clean, and she was abusive. And then, but like before she did get kicked out, I pretty much hung out with my friends, and I'm still not gonna say names still, but you'll meet her. Just she ain't a friend anymore, but I would hang out with her, would be friends still, and I would come home in a good mood, and then she would fucking kill it. And this was around October still, because Spirit Halloween and shit was opened, and so we went to Spirit all the time. And she would get pissy, and I started losing my feelings for her, and I just dealt with it. I was trying to be a nice dude still, and so I just dealt with everything she put me through. And one day my friend came over, we were hanging out, and then she was texting me, starting a fight with me because I wasn't near her, because I was by my dad, because we were doing karaoke outside. And she was starting a fight with me, and it got to the point where my friends knew I needed to get out of the house, so she took me to Wawa, and we talked. I ranted, and then she started messaging me while we were driving around, and ended up saying "fuck you." And then sister-in-law told me she was fucking stalking my ass through the window to see when I'm coming, and that's when my sister-in-law told her I'm not happy. And then that's when I told her, and I ended up breaking up with her. And so I couldn't sleep in my own bed because she wouldn't want to sleep on the couch, so I didn't have my room or my bed. And then I had to pretty much come in here to go to bed. Well, to get my clothes in the morning and then go to work. And so I had to sleep uncomfortable. And my friend Zach was going to come down one day. And she told me when I told her that Zach's coming down, that pretty much he's wasting his time coming down to see me because he lives in Georgia, which is like 5 hours from where I live, and he wanted to surprise me, so he came down to visit me, and I just told him that I don't give a fuck what she says. You can come down, and so he did, and he came down for the weekend. We chilled and hung out here and played music and everything. And he went back, and then he came down again next week. And it was supposed to be a surprise, but she ruined it by telling me he was coming down. And pretty much, she fucking took my friend from me, and I couldn't hang out with him because I was at work still because it was on a Friday. And he was supposed to come hang out with me, but and she knew I wanted to take him to Orlando because that's where like there's this real like badass rock store called Scully's there, and I wanted to go there with him to show him like all the cool rock shit because it's like old school rock and everything, and she ended up taking him there and then told me about it, trying to make me jealous and everything, and it got to the point where I texted Zach and told him not to even fucking talk to her or do anything with her anymore. And he, respected that and I told him like how she's been with me, and she's been like a bitch the entire time now. And then so a few days go by, either a few days or weeks, but like me and Zach just end up hanging out and everything, and then around that time, me and my friend, she ended up coming to my job to pick me up because we ended up going on our first date to see if there were any magic, and we went on a picnic, and she took me to a high school, and we ended up kissing, and there's fucking shit happens, and we started dating from there, and so it got to the point where I wouldn't come home after work half the time. When my new girlfriend now wasn't working, she would come pick me up, and then I would chill with her, and we'd just drive places, and she would drop me off at night. And then so as that happened, I would get into more fights with her and sleep on the couch even more because I couldn't have my room. And then she ended up texting me, and we all celebrated that she's leaving even sooner. And so she ended up leaving, and before she left, like the day before, I tried to tell her to go with my friend Zach to a hotel and just chill with him, and he can take her to a hotel. And she started a whole fight with me about that, saying how she doesn't know him that well, which she was cussing me out and saying how she doesn't know him that well because even though she fucking texted him wanting him to take her to places, and it took her an hour away from the house. So if she trusts him doing that, then I don't get it. But I ended up not having my house because she started a whole fight with me again about that, and so I ended up not sleeping in my own house and stayed at a hotel with Zach, and we didn't go home until she left, and then my girlfriend ended up coming over the next day when she was gone and spent the night with me. And yeah, so that's the story, and I just dealt with it because time gets better, and then yeah, and so now I'm happy still, and so that's another thing that goes on to acceptance, which is the number 2 thing I'm wanting to talk about. So acceptance is just sometimes shit won't go as planned, Like, say you're wanting to do this, but you got to do this to get to that, and you just have to, fucking accept it. I don't know how to explain it, but you just got to accept it. You can't just fucking be like, oh, I want this and I'm gonna get it. You can have that energy, but you technically won't get it. You just have to accept that, you know, you need to do something to get somewhere. And um so pretty much I accepted the fact that I gotta work this shitty job if I want to make money to pursue, my dream job, so I can buy equipment. I have to accept all of that, and then, fucking put it all my money into music to if I want to get anywhere. Because without that, you can't live off your parents forever and just expect them to, you know, pay rent, pay for your food, pay for your equipment, because that's a lot of money, and that takes a lot on them to take care of you and then try to take care of your dream, unless if they're fucking millionaires and know people in the industry that you're trying to, go to. And then just like with some places, you gotta go to college for if you want a certain job, because you gotta learn about that stuff. You gotta accept that you gotta learn about that shit, and you gotta accept that you gotta go to college, and you just gotta accept shit that happens. And you also have to accept that, sometimes you go through shit, and then it's just gonna get better with time. You just can't doubt it. You can't be negative, and then if you stay negative, that's all you're gonna fill your mind with is, I'm gonna be stuck here, and no matter what I do, I can't go anywhere else. And that's you accepting that you're gonna be pretty much, you're accepting your negative side, but you don't want to accept that. You want to accept the good and be like, okay, I need to do this so I can get here. You're going from point A to point B. And if you don't have shit to get anywhere, like, if you want to make good money to make more shit possible and get even better, like for music, like what I'm doing, I'm working this shitty job so I can pay for my equipment and then pay for, lessons I can do if I want. Or I could pay for a new computer that runs faster with like all this fucking shit that computer has that go to make it go fast. I can do shit like that, and just fucking accept it. And there's shit that people don't accept, but you have to, because it's part of life. Just like you gotta accept death, and death is sometimes a good thing, because it's just, you're living your own story, and you want to be remembered for what you did. You don't want to be remembered for, oh, he was just, a maintenance dude that couldn't make it where he wanted, and, he failed at, like, a game. He just fucking failed. And, you accept life, because, sometimes fucking everything comes to an end, as I said, and life's gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to a stop, and you accept it, because not everything goes on, and you want to make the best of it, because when you die, you don't know if that's it. Nobody knows what happens when you die yet, until you actually die, and you know what happens at that point. And you don't want to be working a shitty job all your life that you're stuck in. So you want to do something, and you don't just want to sit there and be fucking lazy and just be remembered for, he was just a lazy piece of shit. He was he was an asshole. He didn't respect people. He went to jail a lot of times. You don't want to be remembered. And if you go to jail, you can change that around and be like, oh, this guy went to jail, but now he's a fucking CEO of a fucking, like, some business. And like, there's this one dude I watch on YouTube that used to be a jewel thief, and his name's like Larry or some shit, and he went to jail for that, for what he did, but he turned his life around, and now he's a speech person that is, real big on YouTube now for helping people out, and now he's telling people how they can prevent this situation from happening to somebody else, and telling them what they can do to prevent robberies in their house and what they can get to help that. And so I just went off topic of accepting it. You can just like accept fucking robberies if you want. I don't know if you're into getting robbed every day. You can accept that. Also, with like, if you fucking wear makeup, wear fucking nail polish, and people don't accept that, if that's what you feel like you need to do to, be happy with yourself, and do it. If you don't feel happy being a dude, then fucking change into, whatever you want to be. I'm not saying you can be a fucking dog, but I mean, there's people out there that turns himself into fucking dogs. Anything's possible if you put your mind to it. And some people won't accept it, but if you accept it for yourself and you're happy with yourself by doing those decisions, then fucking let it happen. I get criticized for having nail polish, and I got criticized for makeup, and yeah, we're not gonna talk about that because I'm doing the absolute opposite of what I just said. But accept yourself for what you want to be, or fucking accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself in general. Accept the things that you do. If they make you happy, fucking do it. Except don't go out there and be like, oh, I want to rob a bank. Don't do that kind of shit. Don't accept that. And yeah, we go to number 3. Almost done. Is we got life choices, which I'm not gonna do life choices because that's what I just kind of talked about. But then you got happiness. So, which is like, we'll just say this is number 4. But no, I guess we talked about jobs. So fucking life choices, and then yeah, so this would be like, I don't fucking know. I'm confused as fuck. But this would be a number. But now we got life choices. And with life choices is, wait, no, we can't do life choices because I talked about life choices. So we're gonna talk about dream careers. Okay. Now say you want to be a fucking doing some shit in your life, right? Where you're just fucking happy and living your life that you wanted to live. You're making a name for yourself. Your name's on fucking billboards. You're selling out shows. All this shit, or whatever you want to be. You want to make that a reality by working hard for it. Nothing is handed to you in life, and like, fucking, if you're in a horrible relationship that's not supporting you, fucking leave. That's not love. Like, for me, I stayed in a relationship for a year just because I was scared of being alone, and I thought I couldn't get anybody better than I thought I that's like the best I can do, because I put myself down a lot, and I don't think I'm good looking. I think I'm fucking ugly, and so I was scared of being alone, so I went with whatever I could do, and I didn't want to be alone, so I stayed in an abusive relationship for a year just to, hide my flaws and shit that I have of myself, and I put myself down a lot because of it. And I still do to this day. Like, I don't know why the girl I'm with likes me, because I see myself in a different way than what she does. And um so I just fucking deal with that, and she makes me happy though, but so she supports what I do, and I support what she does, and pretty much I don't see how I got to this point, but I made it, and I'm happy. It's just the only one thing I want now in my life is music, and I'm working my ass off just to get there. Even though I don't post as much, and you guys don't, and you guys think I'm probably giving up, which I haven't. I've been writing music like crazy, working on this EP like crazy. My girlfriend's doing the cover art for it, and a lot of big changes have happened in my life now, and I want to be moving, and pretty much next week I work Monday through Sunday, and that's just how it's gonna be for a little bit. So you know, yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching episode 1 of this podcast that has no name, and yeah, bye.